It's a great day to be alive and an artist. My name is Matt with the Hat, and today in our Artist Way series, we are going to talk about artistic luxury. I remember when I want to say I was about 24. Let's say it was 24. It may have been a different age, but you get my view. You get what I'm saying. And I remember my mom had made this suggestion because I gotta tell you, I hate doing laundry. It is the worst, almost as bad as going to the grocery store. And my mom had said, maybe if you allow yourself the luxury of taking all of your shirts to the dry cleaner, it might make you feel good. So I thought that may be too much money, in my grumpy, snarly-faced look. And one day, I decided to do it. And then I didn't stop. I would take my clothes to the cleaners. They were like $1.75 a shirt, something like that. And every time I came out, they were these perfectly pressed shirts. I didn't have wrinkles. And every time I got these, I felt good about me. This is one form of artistic luxury. It is treating yourself to something that makes you feel good. Maybe it's raspberries, right? There's an example in the Artist's Way about a person who just needed raspberries to feel luxurious. Maybe it's that you are this great music lover, and in your adult life, you've become so serious that you can't listen to music, right? And if you listen to music, it can only be that high art stuff, right? And maybe your luxury is to listen to all sorts of music. Maybe it's time to get some salsa, maybe some jazz. Maybe it's time to listen to some Weird Al Yankovic, some comedy recordings. Maybe it's time to explore, and maybe it's time to expand your horizons. And I'm talking about seasoned pros too here, right? We get in this rut where we've directed a show or we've acted in a show, and this certain bag of tricks works, and we become married to it, and we continually repeat and repeat and repeat because we have this fear of failure. Well, that thing worked before, and I got praise, I got applause, so it's going to work again. And thus, the luxury of playing, of having fun, of doing something expansive becomes scary. And so luxury, in the sense of not all about Wolf of Wall Street. Luxury may be buying those pretty hangers to put your clothes on every day, right? Luxury might be treating yourself once in a while to a certain type of food. Luxury might be going go-kart racing. Luxury might be mini golf. Luxury might be play. Luxury, by giving ourselves something that's our own, right? For me, one of the luxuries that I've gotten lately, I mentioned the dry cleaner. I'm not doing that at the moment, but one of the luxuries that has become kind of like my escape has been painting And it's a surprise one. I'm just being real. It's kind of taken me by storm. And that luxury delights my inner child. Here's another one. So the other day, I'm a big reader, right? And I've never wanted to do an audiobook. And for some reason, I had this pop-up ad, like, we have. And I went, okay, I'm going to try this Audible while I paint. And so I went old school and I listened to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone, whichever one, right? Whichever name that you're used to. And it's going on while I'm painting. And it was this very meditative, beautiful thing. And I felt very alive for doing it. And it was a luxury that I allowed my inner child to feel. And my artist child, right? And it also was it was stimulating on so many different levels for my artistic self. It was luxurious, right? For some people, it may be going and getting that coffee at Starbucks, right? You may love it, and then at some point you went there. There's not enough money for that. That's a real thing, right? Maybe once a week, then say, this is my time for my Starbucks. Maybe it's a dessert. Maybe it's that favorite restaurant. I don't know. Maybe it's a night on the town with your significant other, right? Maybe you need not only your artist date, but a date. And you got to get away from being that couple, right? And it's allowing yourself to feel special. My partner's got a wonderful family. And one of them has two great loves. And the first one is she loves animals. And she rescues these animals and nurses them back to health. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world, and is devoted to them. It's such an inspiring thing to see. And then there's this other luxury that is adjacent to it, and that is gardening. And it's like that creative act of using her hands just brings such joy to her. And abundance is about allowing yourself to do those things that make you happy. Because here's the thing, we artists, a lot of us, we don't want to be perceived as selfish. We want to be perceived as the righteous one, the good person. And so we starve ourselves from what we really want. And here's the deal. When we starve ourselves from what we really want, we're starving everyone else around us, because what happens is a bitterness starts to form within us. When we keep continually saying no to ourselves and saying yes to everyone around us, as our insides begin to wither by not playing, we get angry at everyone else and we start to lash out. So, being selfish, being okay with treating yourself to good things that make you feel special, that make you feel loved, that make you feel lovely, these things, very simply, will change your life. When you allow yourself to be yourself and not just so-and-so's spouse or so-and-so's mother or so-and-so's whatever, right? When you allow yourself to be you, Maybe it's going and seeing a movie by yourself, right? When you allow yourself to do these things, this is going to help unlock your talent and your love, right? You start listening to all these music, the artists who hasn't played the piano in years and years and years. You start listening to these exotic forms of music, these fun forms. You're like, something's happening. One day you pull out that rusty old keyboard, or you buy a garage sale keyboard, whatever, and suddenly you start to play. And you're having fun. And now your art's fun again. And that perfectionism that stymied you early on, it's gone. And now you're just having fun. And now you're allowing yourself space to be you. So the moral of this is, I want you to write down practical exercises. I'm all about this. Write down 5 things that you can do for yourself. And again, this is not elaborate. It's not like go out and buy a Tesla. I mean, maybe that is something for you, right? I want you to write down 5 things, simple things that make you feel like you're treating yourself with luxury, right? Like I said, I talked about hangers. I talked about maybe it's giving yourself the time to garden, going on your artist date, going on your date. 5 simple things, and pick one of them to do this week. Maybe 2 of them, maybe 3, maybe 5, whatever. But at least start with one simple thing that you can make yourself feel luxurious. See what it does to your mental health, to your creativity, and to you. You are so amazing. You're so special. I love you. Have a beautiful day and keep making art.